Hurry, hurry, step this way. 1 dime, a 10th part of $1. We've got the show if you've got the dime. You get the whole show now if you hurry, hurry, hurry.
The knife that I'm going to use is a model number 6 monotol. There's a few key things that I like to make sure and do on the hidden tang before I ever get to this point. If you're into knife making and you're observant, you'll notice that this right here, you probably saw this area and thought, hey, he screwed up right off the bat. For those that don't know, what I'm talking about is this joint right here where the tang joins the rest of the blade. If you read all the books, they'll tell you that you should never have a square corner on this joint. The reason being is that this joint right here with a square edge, if you quench this whenever the knife is up to the critical temperature for hardening, and you quench this area, it's likely to produce what's called stress risers. Anytime stress is put on this point, like say in batoning, or sometimes not even that stressful, it might break the knife. Stress riser is sort of a hairline crack in the metal, and it's caused by these 90-degree angles when this area is quenched. So what most manuals, most books, most places will tell you, the way to get around that and keep that from happening is to round these corners. The way I get around it is I don't quench this area. It's nothing revolutionary. I put it in the oil and stop where the plunge line is. That's all it needs to be hard anyway. So if this area is unquenched, there's no chance for stress risers to form. So that's one reason I don't quench the tang. Another reason is for toughness. If this tang is softer than the rest of this blade, it's likely to bend instead of break, and it probably won't even bend, especially with reinforced materials like micarta being used for the handle. The final reason I don't quench the tang is because I want to be able to drill it. Whenever we assemble this and I show you how to do it, you'll see it'll make more sense later. But I pin the guard and the pommel to make the guard fit up easier, which the guard fit is everything in hidden tangs. First place, someone who knows about knives and fit and finish and all that sort of thing, first place they're going to look on a custom hidden tang is the guard joint. And if it doesn't look good, then they're going to assume that the rest of your knife making abilities are subpar, and they're not going to want to invest in what you're doing. So guard fit up is critical, and to help the fit up go easier and have less chance of having to do it over again, which I've done several times, to avoid that or to help in that, I taper my tangs both ways. I taper it in the height. You can see it goes down from a wide point here to a narrower point here. Then I also taper them in the width of the stock. Normal thickness here, and it works down to somewhere around 1/8 at the pommel of the knife. And this is how I lay out my guards. First thing I do is draw a diagonal line from each corner to where they intersect in the middle. Then I draw a line up and down through the center point, and that just gives you a rough idea of where the center of the guard is. This isn't critical, this just helps you not waste material from side to side. Next, I lay the knife on top of the center line. I line it up with my guard shoulders. Once I've got that lined up, I mark my tang side on the top and on the bottom. That gives the tang height at its widest point. Next step in the process is to take a drill bit that is slightly narrower than the stock you're working with. If you get off one way or the other on this line, and you're going to have a gap in the guard, and it's going to look terrible. So you step down in size as close as you can. So in order to mark where you need to drill, I use the bit as reference. I line the edge of the bit up with my top or bottom line that I drew for my guard height, or for my tang height. Once I've got that lined up, I mark on my guard where the center of my drill is sitting. Then I mark on the opposite side of the drill bit. So you've got a line represented for the top side of your drill bit, a line represented for the middle of your drill bit where it will drill, and a line represented for the other side of your drill bit. Next step, you line up the top side of your drill bit with the last line you drew, and you draw another line for the center, and then a smaller line for the opposite side of the drill bit. and you work your way down. So I'll have 1, 2, 3 spots where I need to drill. 1, 2, 3 spots.